Hi, I'm Ryan Nickel, CTO at DSA Ocean, and today I want to talk about troubleshooting meshing for a ship hull in doing some hydrodynamics analysis in ProteusDS. So I had a user provide a file with some questions about how to refine the mesh. So this is an output from the hull modeling tool they were working with. And of course, you can kind of see there's sort of triangles, there's big squares, there's small squares. So kind of wanted to get a bit more of a uniform mesh in here. Now, if you take a closer look at it, you can see there's sort of like quite a lot of sort of chines, kind of sharp edges in here. And there's a little bit of a kind of gondola or skeg here in the back as well. So if we just take this as is and run quad remesh on it in Rhino, and I'm not going to do anything fancy here, just go straight to preview, hide input objects. You can see it's sort of okay, but man, there's like some big holes here and some big holes here. And I kind of wanted to see like, okay, how do we get around this? How do we make it better a little bit? I mean, you can kind of play with the quad count, and then sometimes that works and fixes holes automatically, but it's kind of not really what we're looking for. If you go straight to shrink wrap, it's not really the right tool to use here as well, because it fills in over the other side of the mesh here. Yeah, so normally we would do shrink wrap, and then we would potentially do a quad remesh over that. But that's not really doing what we want to do either as well. And you're seeing there's lots of holes and the geometry is not very well resolved, plus this weird angled fill here on the side. So there's a trick that I wanted to show you about how to kind of work with this a little bit. The first step is to take advantage of mirroring. That's what we want to do. That will really help quad remesh do what it wants to do. So you can't really take advantage of symmetry here right now. So let's show what happens if we try to do that. Go back to quad remesh and bring it up here. So we'll do preview. And again, we got our holes there. But you say, oh, well, let's use a symmetry axis of X. Well, it doesn't do what you expect because it's trying to make the midplane like the symmetry. Anyway, that's definitely not what we want. So we'll go cancel there. So what we're going to do is mirror this, and then we'll use x-axis to mirror it, and then we got the whole hull. Okay. I'm not sure if it makes a difference to join it, but I'm going to do that. So now we've got a whole hull, and then we can take advantage of that quad remesh symmetry option. So what we're going to do is symmetry axis will be X, and then preview. And let's take a look at that. If we hide input objects here, okay, so there's like a little hole there. But largely we're in much better shape. And you know, if you remember those sort of chines, we had some here and we have some here. We're like kind of looking in pretty good shape. So what I might do is just try to do a few fewer polygons, and you can see the hole is gone there. And this might be kind of like adequate for just doing a quick run here. And yeah, so we're seeing those chines there. And this might be suitable to get going. So we're going to delete input objects here. So you might want to play with some of the other settings, play with the mesh. There's that option for detecting hard edges as well. It's a little bit crude here, but we'll work with this for now. And so we just go like this. And we're going to trim the mesh here. So we'll do meshing tools and trim. We want to trim off that part of the mesh. Left a few bits here. It's all right. Pretty quick to go through there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And we'll delete the center plane there. So there's our refined mesh. So it's, I mean, better than what we started with. Yeah, there's still some variability in the panels, but they're largely rectangular. Yeah, so we want to save as obj, remesh OK. And what I'm going to do is I've got a sample kind of project here. I'll open this remesh file here, run it, and just like in Panel Hull and the ProteusDS ShipMo3D toolset, you can see we've got that hull mesh in there, ready to go for some radiation diffraction and then later seakeeping analysis. Anyway, the main thing I wanted to show was, this trick of taking advantage of the symmetry option in Rhino and working with quad remesh. Sometimes it helps to remesh the full hull and then cut it in half, and not always, but sometimes. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.